Ciao everyone, I'm Greer. Welcome back to the Lemon Abroad. Today I am going to be making pesto. Pesto has never actually been my go-to dish. I only recently had it for the first time in Liguria, which is a region on the northwest coast of Italy where pesto originates from, and they're very famous there for making pesto. Even though pesto has never been my go-to dish, I decided that while I was in Liguria, I absolutely had to try it, and it was delicious. A few days ago, I was in the supermarket and I found some fresh pasta. This is troffiette. So these are small trofie, which is the traditional pasta that is served with pesto. You probably know that there are probably hundreds of different shapes of Italian pasta, but what you might not know is that the shapes are actually very important to the dish that they are being served as a part of, or to the sauce that they accompany. Pairing a pasta shape and a sauce is definitely intentional, and it really makes a difference in the dish. Recently I've started growing herbs on my balcony, so when I saw the troffiette and I knew that I had basilico genovese growing on my balcony, I decided, okay, absolutely, I'm going to try and make pesto this weekend. I've never made pesto before, however, the ingredients list is pretty standard. So first you have basilico, you have basil, you have garlic, you have pine nuts, salt, olive oil, and cheese. The first thing I'm going to do is head to my balcony and pick some basil. I am growing basilico genovese, which is one of the types of basil. Now I'm going to put all the ingredients into a food processor. I'm not going to do this all at once, but I'm going to add them slowly and in a specific order that I'm trying for the first time, so we'll see. Okay, also, so the pasta that I bought, the troffiette, it's a fresh pasta, which means that you have to keep it in the refrigerator after you buy it, and when you cook it, you only have to cook it for 3 to 4 minutes, but it's very important to remember to salt the pasta water still. This is a very crucial step. Of course, for my Parmigiano Reggiano, I have a block of cheese, and I'm so excited to grate into this. For my pine nuts, I actually bought these at my local market. Just this tiny little sachet costs €1, and I thought at first, like, oh, €1, this is only like 30 nuts. But after that, I was on my way to the supermarket, and at the supermarket they had a small little tub of pine nuts, and they were almost €20. So I guess pine nuts are just very expensive. I had no idea. Of course, I have some fresh garlic from the market as well. I always love breaking into a new clove of garlic. Okay, so I did gently wash my basil, and I'm leaving it currently in the sun to dry. So now I'm going to open my Parmigiano Reggiano so I can grate some of this. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Next, I need some garlic. I'm gonna do 2 small cloves, just because they're just going in the food processor. I just have to peel them. I will just briefly cut off the root of the garlic. That's it. The food processor will take care of the rest. As I've repeatedly said, I have never made this before. I have no idea if this is the right way to do it. And also, this is not the traditional way to make pesto, because traditionally you would make it by hand in a mortar and pestle. I'm using this small food processor. So I just took the blade out of the fridge. Food processors or blenders, they become very hot from spinning around. So and basil is very sensitive, so it's going to oxidize when it hits oxygen, so it's going to lose its color. It's going to like stop being a vibrant green and turn brown, and so this will also happen if it's exposed to too much heat. So I just let the basil dry in the sun for a little bit because I did want to give it a wash. What I've decided to do first is I'm going to put in about half of the basil, and I'm just trying this. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is enough. I don't know how it's gonna come out. And the garlic, and I have 2 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna start with just this. This is going to be my first step. One of the other tips is that you don't want to blend it continuously. You just want to pulse it. You just want to cut it up enough. You don't want to make it into like a smoothie texture. I'm going to just scrape down the sides just to try and get it all in there. It doesn't look like there's enough basil, and there might not be, I really don't know. But once you put the olive oil in it, it will become larger as well. I can say that this smells amazing. I think next I'm gonna add the pine nuts. I'm only gonna add about half of this because I'm going to make more tomorrow. Let's do pine nuts and cheese. Okay, and I wanna keep some cheese to sprinkle on the finished pasta later as well, so. Let's try this. Wow, this looks so good. Okay, so what I'm going to add now is a little bit of salt, just a little bit more cheese, the rest of the basil, okay, and a little bit of olive oil, just to get it started. The rest of the olive oil I'm going to add when it's finished, because olive oil in a blender also can kind of take on like a weird flavor. Later we'll add more. Okay, we're gonna add more olive oil. Okay, that's like a lot of olive oil, but this is just to finish the sauce. Wow, oh my God, it looks so good. Okay, this actually looks like not bad for a first attempt in a food processor, the untraditional way. I don't want to do it more because I don't want to further break down the leaves anymore. You know, it's meant to be made by hand. Let me just try to see for the flavor. Oh my God, it's delicious. Okay, I probably could have started with 1 clove of garlic. It's very strong on the garlic. I love garlic, so it's okay for me. I'm going to cover it up so that it can stay green and not be exposed to the outside air for too long while I cook the trofia. While the trofia was cooking, I did decide to blend it a little bit more just to really get the flavors mixed in there. It's a pretty good consistency, I think. So as you can see, I'm going to use all of this right now, but if you were making it to keep for a few days, like to use it again, what you should do is put it in the jar and then put a small layer of olive oil on top just to keep it from oxidizing. I can't believe I made this from a basil on my balcony. It smells so good. And with the fresh pasta, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just going to put some more Parmigiano. And obviously I'm going to put all of it. Wow, oh my gosh. I honestly cannot believe I just made this. It smells so good. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you will try and make pesto at home as well. See you soon. Ciao!